Yiska here with another GGRecon interview, this time with the freshly qualified nukkye from Team Heretics, of course. Congratulations to your qualification.
Thank you.
How hard has this one been for you guys? How are you feeling now?
Really happy. That's the first one. Really happy and satisfied with all the work we did on the server. Some best of ones up to this point was kind of hard and really close. So really happy how this ended, like on the win. So yeah, just proud of the team, proud of the boys, proud of everybody that worked real hard.
It's also interesting that you guys generally were considered pretty good, and I assume that when people talked about you publicly and saying like you might be currently the best European team in the scene, is that something that comes from scrims? Have you been winning scrims a lot?
We've been like, since we built this lineup, we've been constantly winning scrims, I would say, like against the best teams, like with a big gap to a point. So I wouldn't say that we're the best team, but this is like we need more official games to actually prove it that we're the best. Scrims is one thing, official games is another thing. So we're just taking one step at a time, slowly but surely.
What makes this lineup so good?
Individual skill, I would say. A really high skill ceiling on everybody. Like as you see, like Para, for example, on these two maps, he's not like the stereotypical Sentinel player, you know? Like anybody in this team can pop off and perform really well. So that's the most important part of having like a new roster with like a new game and people actually being really consistent, and anybody can win us games, win us rounds and stuff. So yeah, I guess the individual skill.
Last week it was pretty close. Like you went 13-11 against NiP, if I recall correctly. Have you guys located anything, or is it just how best of ones go?
I mean, we're a bit sad that we lost. I think that's like anybody would react to it, but that was an eye-opening map for us. We fixed a lot of mistakes. That was the most important part, and all of us were happy to a point. I mean, sad and happy at the same time, because it was an eye-opener for a lot of issues in the team that could have happened a bit later in the tournament, which I think that it's good that we lost to NiP. We honestly looked through the game, we talked, and everybody like was really open-minded, and then we changed a lot of things, and we could see today on Ascent against these guys, we were much more confident and more like playing really good. So I guess that was an eye-opener.
So of course, you guys played Sage. Can you explain what the rationale is there?
I mean, we are kind of a different team. We're not gonna play the cookie cutter lineups as like anybody else in EU. We said we're gonna be the best we can with our own meta. We're gonna create things that works for us, and we're not gonna follow the stuff that is so popular in EU and A or wherever else. So yeah, we're just creating our own meta, and it actually fits our playstyle because we're really aggressive. We need heals, we need revives. So like if somebody dies, for example, we have another revive. The guy gets another chance, even if he's low HP, no Kevlar, he still has a gun. He can pop off in the round. So we're just creating our own meta.
Are you guys more focused on yourselves than prepping for the opponent and counter-striding?
We do quite a bit of preparation. That's our coach's job. He does that quite a lot. He gives us like an analysis of like their picks, their like their positionings on maps. And I guess that's the only thing we do. We prepare for the veto. We watch a bit of games if there is any information, because it's in Valorant, it's a bit hard. There is no demos yet, so the preparation is only what you see on stream. So, and there's not a lot of stream games still. So I guess that's the only preparation we do. Some sort of like analysis.
Right. How much preparation have you done on the new introductions between the first and the second qualifier, of course, with Icebox and Sky coming in?
Not a lot. We didn't really look at Sky. We tried it, like we did some theory on it, but it didn't fit for us, so we did not go like too deep into it. We said we're gonna play with Sova for now, and then we'll see in the future if we're gonna implement it. And we haven't not tried Icebox yet as a team. We only tried it in matchmaking as individuals. That's all.
Right.
So
is that also just not something that's really scrimmed in EU?
I don't think it's scrimmed. We heard people who were screaming it, but it's like everybody is focused on the maps that we currently have before this one. So it still needs to create, so to say, map meta, how to play it actually. So it takes a lot of time. So nobody's really rushing it because there's important qualifier. People are just focusing on the maps they already know.
Right.
So yeah, I guess that's the reasoning for it.
Have you looked internationally at strategies at all and tried to implement some stuff? Like, I know a lot of people look at Vision Strikers. A lot of people might be looking to what's the NA scene. Is there any team that stands out to you guys?
I mean, we'll look at the NA scene quite a bit because their playstyle is really like aggressive and like aim dependent, so it kind of suits us more. So we steal a few things from them. Like we look, analyze people, we do like team talks and stuff. So people watch games individually. That's not like somebody does it all the work for us and it just brings to the table. So everybody watches, and whatever they like, we do it during our like preparation hour that we have in the day, and we just implement it and see how it goes in practice. So usually NA teams like Sentinels, TSM, those aggressive teams.
How did you then receive the spicy take that Angel had on Twitter saying that the top European teams would probably stomp NA teams at this point?
I mean, I took it kind of funny, It's still no land. I mean, I understand what he tries to say. He thinks it's the same as like in CS.
Mhm.
That's my opinion on it. But I think it might be really close on the first events. But I think EU in general are like a bit more experienced players in EU than in A.
Mhm.
Like people are like more experienced in that aspect. People play more games than only CS, in here. So like some CS pros already played other games and they just come in and they have like that, so to say, gaming curve on the games usually. So it's easy for them to catch up, and I think they're just better individually. Some talent,
Right.
a bit more talent. I think like NA people are like more of grinders and they take time to learn how to play. At least in my opinion,
Right.
in
Do,
all these sports.
do you think the aim heavy style and the mechanics heavy style is going to remain like a staple in Valorant in the way the balance is currently developing?
I think for at least like half a year, like more like a half a year. And then once more agents get introduced, at least that's what we understood. There's going to be more agents, more maps. So there's going to be a lot more structure into the game. Now it's a bit like basic stuff. You throw a smoke, you throw an arrow, you see where they are, you go and frag. But I think in the future it's going to be way more like structure and like more mechanics that you're going to need to learn, like more tricks and whatever. So yeah, I think like this is like the upcoming half a year is going to be just really simple for now.
Right.
But we see some teams like FPX are going like real advanced with like Viper and stuff. So it's good to see. It's like advancement in the scene. So really nice.
Nice. Yeah, that's true. Now, of course, your guys are moving into the main event. Is there any team you're looking forward to facing?
I guess FPX and G2 because we haven't scrimmed them in a month. Like we stopped scrimming against good teams for like a month straight. They did the same. They're doing the same. So it'll be really nice to meet and see how people have prepared for the event. So I guess those two games are going to be the most interesting if we're going to make it that far. That's the first one.
Sweet. Then that's all the time we have today. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.